Good morning, everyone. We are here. It's Friday morning, the 18th of November, and we've got a phenomenal show for you. My great friend, Andrea Villa Vélez, is here with us. Andrea, did I say your name properly?
You did.
I did. All right. So Andrea's here. And before we launch into the show, I want you to know by the end of today, you will know how to run your business. Like, I'm not going to say the name of what it is yet, but you'll be able to run the kind of business that grows to feed you, to feed your employees, to feed your community, and does that for a very, very long time. So that's today. But before we get there, I want to ask you a question, Andrea.
What's up, Sorrel?
Andrea, why did the airplane get sent to his room?
I don't know, Sorrel, why?
Bad altitude.
Jesus Christ. And good morning, everybody.
No one will ever accuse me of having a bad altitude.
Absolutely not.
But they can accuse me of a lot of other things. Well, good morning, folks, and welcome to the Daily Huddle. Again, today's Leadership and Business Fridays, where you get to connect directly to the resources you need to either start a new business, run the one that you're running effectively and efficiently. And if you've got it too and you want to grow it, well, grow it in a way that leaves you satisfied and leaves the world the better for it. So before we get into that subject, though, I've got a question for Mr. Chase Gray. Good morning, Chase.
Good morning to you, sir.
Chase, what time is it, my friend? And who are you going to hug today?
The time is now, and I'm going to hug a great friend of mine that I'm going to see today that's been going through some issues. I'm already planning to hug them because they need that, and hugs save our world. So they don't know it yet, but when I see them, it's going to be a good 10 seconds.
That is going to be cool. And you know what, Chase? When you get there, my friend, hold that person just 6 seconds longer just for me.
I like that.
And you go ahead and say, this one's from a complete stranger who loves you.
See that? See how you did that right there? All right.
Thank you, Chase. Thank you for doing that. Rashida, you're not on camera this morning, and I'm wondering if you're here. Well, there you are.
I'm getting ready to hit the road.
Oh my God! You know what?
And it's
Andrea,
cold. It's
you're gonna have to
30 degrees.
forgive me, Andrea, because I could make the entire show out of just this because this is juicy. Rashida, good morning. Welcome again. Welcome home. I want to know from you, where are you, and what are you grateful for?
I am where I am, and what I'm grateful for is that the universe has granted me one more day to my calendar, and I will take it and smile with it all the way through the day.
Take it and run with it. Thank you. And your smile is infectious. When you smile, when you laugh, the world is laughing with you. And everybody's laughing inside, whether they've got a frown on their face or not. So thank you for being that kind of light in the world. Come on, Cece. Give us a little noise where you are.
Good morning. Great morning.
That is the noise I'm talking about. And Cece, tell me, how are you?
I am Wonderful. Amazing. Thankful.
Indeed. And that's the way you say you are. Welcome home, everybody. This is your Daily Huddle. And Andrea and myself are going to create a conversation with you anchored in this question: how to run your business like an airplane. Now, Andrea is the one qualified to usher this conversation in. She's going to begin the conversation today by giving us the framework for running a business like an airplane. And then in 3 upcoming episodes, Andrea is going to take 2 of the aspects of running your business like an airplane, 2 at a time, and leave us after this series with the ability to run a business like an airplane. Andrea, I flew to Haiti and hopped from one city to the other in a plane that was literally 76 years old. And I imagine that that plane was run in exactly the way you're going to create with us. Now, imagine you as a business owner being able to run your business that way. That's what Andrea is going to talk about. Imagine being able to bequeath your business to another, an heir of some sort. You know, the business can outlive you, and that's the kind of legacy we're talking about. So when entrepreneurs have too many ideas and fail to execute them, their businesses suffer. Andrea is a business coach. She's no stranger to the Daily Huddle, but you know what? She knows that you want to be a successful entrepreneur. So the problem is that you have countless ideas on how to run and grow your business, making you feel like, oh my God, I'm going to pull my hair out. What am I going to do? Which idea to tackle first? So today, and as we mentioned, over the course of 3 additional episodes in this series, we will create the framework to prioritize what to do next and run your business like an airplane. If you engineer the way you want to do that correctly, and you maintain it with consistency and wisdom, your business will fly far, fast, for decades. And Andrea's here to create that with us. Good morning, Andrea. Welcome to your show.
Good morning, Sorrel, and good morning, everybody. So as Sorrel was saying, many of us have started our own businesses because we want to dream a better life, either for ourselves, for our families, or to help others, right? So when we start running our business, often life gets a little bit more complicated. We have a constant stream of ideas that come on how to run our business, how to scale it, how to grow it, leaving us working more in the business and not on the business. I know you guys have heard that before. So we don't know what to do. We eventually put our businesses in a little bit of a jeopardy. So the idea is that what we're going to talk today and the next couple, the 3 more sessions, it will help you stop overthinking, stop working insane hours, because let's not lie, we know that we're working crazy hours, and doing things that are not important for us or for our businesses. And instead, you're going to feel clear about what to do next, empowered with the right tools, and super ready to love your business again. Because sometimes we don't love our businesses that much. The idea is that we're going to talk about a very simple framework that would allow us to do those things. I'm going to share my screen right now.
Andrea, hang on one second, because you just said something that triggered something for me.
Do tell.
And as you dive into this, I'm getting the sense that while we're talking specifically about businesses, this could be your life. This could be your relationships. This could be whatever it is that's important to you. I'm just making it up right now that this framework will contribute to you the kind of foundation you need to run it like an airplane.
Absolutely. And there are some pieces that may be more focused into a business, but truly you're going to see that at least 2 or 3 of them could be used for your personal life.
Absolutely. Let's run.
Let's run. Okay, let me share my screen. So you see right now just my screensaver, which is a bunch of collage of ideas and inspiration. And let me move this here. At this point, you should see just the first slide on how to grow your small business. Is that accurate?
And we do.
Awesome. And there's somebody that is not on mute, and I'm having a difficulty maybe there. Awesome. Thank you for that. Okay. So like I was saying, the truth for many of us running a small business feels like a mystery. Your expertise for the product that you're putting together and you're offering to the world is why you started your business. However, there are other parts of the equation that you have to know, or at least hire somebody to do for you, that are going to help you grow your businesses. Those are marketing, sales, HR, logistics, operations. So that's clearly that we should not have a mystery on how to run our businesses. So it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be difficult. And we at the Project Coach Agency, which is the company that I run, we help you take the mystery out of growing a business and running one. And it begins today by using this easy metaphor, which is let's run our business like an airplane, because they do work like an airplane. So let's define a healthy business. And this is how it should run. If you engineer your airplane correctly, your business in this case, with constant investment in wisdom that you gain from joining things like the Daily Huddle, you get weekly knowledge and wisdom about your business, you and your business will fly far and fast. So let's start. What is the airplane? You have the cockpit, your engines, your wings, the body of the plane, and the fuel. So the idea is that even though every business is different, generally speaking, there are 6 major components that are useful in understanding how to grow a business. The business needs to be safe and airworthy, and those parts are going to perform correctly. Therefore, you will have, like Sorel was saying, flying to your next destination. Even though your plane is 77 years old, it will take you there in a smooth ride. So this is the framework that I'm using and that I'm certified in sharing with you guys. Leadership is the cockpit. In your engines, you have the forces of marketing and sales working together. The products and services you offer are your wings. How you manage your business is the body of the plane, your overhead and operations. And what takes the plane up and down and maintain it is your cash flow and your finances. So you see a little bit of how we're merging this metaphor into the 6 parts of a business. So now let's go into a little bit of more details on how to do so. You don't need to have a guessing game, because when you optimize it, remember, we're talking about not just a hobby. We're talking about a business that needs to be optimized and act professional. This is how we believe should be run and managed. So let's talk. And like Sorel was mentioning, so far, everyone good? Makes sense? The airplane, the 6 parts. Any questions? We're good. Okay. I'm going to go super briefly into the 6 parts, and then we're going to go into details in the next 3 sessions. Let's talk about the cockpit. That's your leadership. That's where you control and fly the plane. Everything about your company, it will thrive or crash based on the strength of your leadership team. Sorel is a big proponent of leadership, transformational leadership. And he and everyone should understand, like he does, that it's not just one person. It's a combination of multiple things. The people who are flying the airplane, your pilot, your co-pilot, are responsible for the safety, survival, and the growth of the plane. So if you are the leader, you are responsible for the safety, survival, and growth of your business. So the key is to align into a mission. You have a vision as you created your company, you know where you're going, but the mission is what is going to take you and your team on flying this airplane. When you have a clear mission and a set of principles, you will win and your morale will go up, even though if it's just you, and everyone, including you, will be able to have a clear path. So that's the first one, transforming yourself. And if you have a team, doesn't matter if it's just a solopreneur, is transforming you and your business on a business on a mission, into a business on a mission. And the most important thing that you need to remember in this leadership, the cockpit, number one, is to have a mission that inspires and provides guidance. So we have a framework to create that, and we'll go into more details on day one. Number two, let's go to the right engine. Now that you transform your business and you have a clear direction of where you're going, you will experience a sense of peace and now clarity on where your company can go. So the next step is help increase revenue, profit, and cash flow. And to do this, the easiest and fastest way to bring cash into your company is through the marketing engine. So how can you increase the marketing engine? You need to clarify your message so your customers and the people that you want to serve know what you offer. Remember, you clarify yourself, you put the mission. From leadership, you go into the marketing, which is the right engine, because when you clarify your message, more customers will place orders, giving you that cash flow that you need. Everyone good? Great. Once you clarify your internal message, which is your mission, and your customers understand what you're offering and they are engaged, the next step is to boost your business by firing up the sales engine and learn how to sell. A lot of people, quote unquote, hate selling because they feel pushy. They feel they're offering something that people don't need. But the idea is that I'm going to help you transform this thinking that you don't sell. Instead, you bring the customer into a story. So from today, after you clarify your mission and you have a marketing message that is clear for your customers, I need you to please promise me that you're going to stop selling. You're going to make your customers the hero and you're going to invite them to your story. That transforms immediately the idea of just selling. If you go next, we need to be clear about the products we are offering, because your leadership is clear, they know what they're doing, we have a marketing engine that is working, your sales is running. Okay, what are we selling? So you have to be clear about the products you offer, and they need to be optimized so they offer revenue and profit. Now that we're doing this, and if the body of the plane gets too big and heavy for the wings and your engines to lift, your airplane is not going to fly. So simple as that. Your operations should be lean and strong, because often one of the single largest expense in a company is in these people. Therefore, you have to invest that everybody working on this is contributing to the bottom line, and nobody's bloating overhead doing just busy work. After we've streamlined the workflow within your business, your management and productivity will increase. Super important. And then no matter how well your airplane is formed and designed, and your leadership is clear, your marketing and your sales engines are working, if you don't have cash, the business will crash. Hopefully you're not up in the air. So managing your cash flow could be, if not might be, the most important job you have when it comes to running and growing your business. You never want to run out of cash. So you have to be careful about how you run it. So managing your small business cash flow, I will teach you how to do so with only 5 checking accounts. Super simple. And we're going to talk about this the last day of this series. Let's summarize, because we're getting time. Let me check the time. Yes, let's summarize so we have time for questions. You have 6 disciplines. We have frameworks that we're going to offer to you so you can run your business, because it doesn't have to be a guessing game. And now it's an easy, simple metaphor that you're thinking, my business is an airplane. I invite you to optimize it and ready to assess where you are. I will put in the chat and in Facebook a free assessment that I'm offering. You can do it. We can chat over the phone and let's optimize what you're doing. How does that sound? Good?
That sounds perfect, Andrea.
Where's the link? Where's the link? Where's the link?
Awesome. I like it. I like that voice. So summary, you have your cockpit, which is your leadership. You have your engines, which are your marketing and sales. You have your wins, which are your products and your services. You have the body of the plane, which are your overhead and operations, how you manage productivity. And your fuel is your cash flow. That's how you run your business like an airplane. Questions? Let's chat.
Let us chat. And Andrea, I want to acknowledge you as the learner that you are. Andrea is always learning something new. And I also want to acknowledge you for being so generous. And the minute she learns something and she sinks her teeth into it, mind you, she hasn't been doing this for just 2 days. Andrea's been preparing for this day for at least a year. That's the kind of coach and person that Andrea is. And she's here today. And you might be saying to yourself, wow, you know, I know all that. She's just reminding me of something I already know. But you know what? More often than not, when I'm reminded of something I already know, I also discover that I'm not practicing it. So sink your teeth into this and begin to engage Andrea. Wherever you are in your business, there is the opportunity to optimize your airplane. So what do you want to say? What's percolating in your head? Good morning, Robin, Tara, welcome. It's great to see all of you.
Where's the link? Where's the link?
Oh, yes. Sending it right now. There you go. So it's a free assessment. It takes approximately 10 minutes. You will get a report. It's probably 20, 30 pages, and it's going to tell you after it's only 10 minutes though. It will tell you from the 6 areas, which ones you may need help. And you can do it on your own. I can give you free tools to do so. We can work together, and that is.
Or as your friends and acquaintances, we could actually pay you for your services, because that's how friends support each other, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm starting a mastermind group. Maybe we can do this mastermind group once a month. So yeah, we'll chat how we can work together. That's the free assessment, and I'm going to put it on Facebook later as well. So any questions? We have 4 minutes, 3 minutes, so we can close it on time.
Andrea, I have a question. Whether it's overhauling the entire plane for business or overhauling a specific part, when you work with your clients, what have you find most effective with them as an approach to apply this framework?
So you nailed it. It depends on where you are in what you are in your business in the trajectory. Usually business that are in the first 2 years, they may need support in the entire, at least a starting point in the entire 6 areas. After between 2 and 5 years, those are crucial because I don't know if you knew this, but only less than 50% of businesses by year 5 make it. So that's the time that you actually start working on your business. Usually, I'm actually finished just coaching one client that is in that time frame. And the most important thing that you could think that they should have done at the beginning was the leadership, a clear mission that has 3 economical objectives, tells you by when you will complete those, and giving you the why. They didn't have that. So their team didn't truly know where they were going, and that helped them frame it. So we only work on that part. It was clarifying their mission, providing guiding principles and actions for their team. After between 5 and 10 years, usually the clients, which I have another one, I don't have that many clients. I work with very small groups of people. This particular one, their problem was the body of the airplane. They were heavy. They didn't have processes. People didn't know what to do. And that was their problem. So I helped them create a project management discipline, an account management discipline that was optimized. So depends. Usually summarizing between 1 and 2 years, all of them very small, at least starting point, 2 to 5 years, usually the leadership struggling. And then after that, usually the body and the rest of the things that they're offering. That helps.
Awesome. Yeah, perfect. Chase, go ahead.
I just have a quick question. Great presentation, Andrea. Really, really very clear. I was writing notes like it was the end of my life. I loved it. It was great. You know, because I'm big on modeling, and I think that began when I was studying Tony Robbins, maybe when I was about 19. Do you have 1 or 2 businesses that you particularly model your steps or your practice against? Really, like, in other words, I have 2 businesses in my head that every time I go to them, they're exactly on point. American Express and Cirque du Soleil. And I look at their processes and how they do it and their customer service and all the stuff. It's just like so fluid. Do you have a business, just something that everyone knows about, when you look at it and say, those people are doing it right?
Chase, actually, I'm going to be honest, since I haven't
Like that about you.
coached in that large organizations, brands that are known, I will tell you that I don't know how to answer that. But
Okay.
one of the things when I was working, this is going to sound interesting, but Robin may agree with me. The Marine Corps, even though it's not a company, is a well-oiled airplane. They have very clear leadership. They know how to promote themselves. They're very clear about the people they want to recruit.
Absolutely.
The body of the plane may be the problem with the Marine Corps. Maybe the problem with the Marine Corps. But so that's a brand. But right now, a business that I really like following, they're called Business Made Simple. Amy Porterfield is another person that has run her businesses really well, very organized, very clear messaging. And Profit First is Sorel knows how much I like this company. They really organize and they have a clear message. So I go for clear message on those small businesses. And then large organizations is how the plane is really well-oiled machine. Those are the examples.
Great, thanks. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Everyone, thank you for your participation. We are definitely at the end, but I'm going to say we're almost at the end because Stan raised his hand.
I hadn't looked.
You have a question or a comment?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
You can.
loud and clear.
I hadn't looked at the time, but it was really a question. You want me to save it for?
Yeah,
after?
please. Come on, ask your
okay.
question.
in the marketing side of the part of the plane, which is, you know, that part, that area, one of the wings. Clarity of the message was one of the things that you mentioned, making the message clear, right? And that was very interesting to me. Is it that through marketing, that's how you have to clarify the message? Because
Correct.
if it's through marketing, my concept was really like more like, I probably can get the definition just reading it somewhere. What is the marketing process? You follow me?
Yep.
So that's a part of marketing. I was just wondering, the marketing process is probably pretty broad. Am I correct?
Yep, it's pretty
Okay,
broad, but
okay.
I have, or through this coaching practice, there's a framework that has a clear value proposition, has a story, and the storytelling, and Tara will know this from storytelling. Starts with a person that has a problem. Then the problem is very clear. It's an internal, emotional, is external, and philosophical. So that's the problem. They find a guide, and the guide helps them overcome that problem and become a hero that either will succeed or fail. All the movies in the world are based on that. Just think about Karate Kid. The most important person truly in the movie is not him, is the guide. So the marketing, you will present your company as the guide, never as the hero. Your customer is the hero. So the framework helps you create that story. You're never, so whenever you're promoting yourself, don't tell your story. They don't care that your grandfather created this company. Well, it's about their problems and their issues. So that's the framework. So it's a little bit different, Stan.
Stan, thank you for the question. And
Thank
Andrea,
you for the answer.
you must be tickled because, Stan dived right into what I think is maybe the third episode where you're taking this deep dive into marketing.
He's a great student. He's a great student.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, our show's over for today. I love the Daily Huddle, but I love you more because the Daily Huddle wouldn't be without you. And so wherever you're listening, have a phenomenal weekend. We'll be right here on Monday. And you know what? Next week is Thanksgiving. And you're probably thinking, well, are we not going to do an episode on Thursday? Well, guess what? We are. And we are going to be here on Friday as well. So 30 minutes in the morning, that will prime you in a fantastic way to be with all your family members and follow the 7+1 tenets of the Daily Huddle: to love them, to laugh with them, to stress less in an environment where you're there with them, to eat a whole bunch of plants with them. Yeah, right. To give and to sleep, to move a little bit, and at every turn, check yourself before you wreck yourself. This is our show for today. My name is Sorel Ketan. My partner in crime is Giovanni Gonzalez, and all of the co-hosts and hosts of the Daily Huddle. We're here every day. We'll see you on Monday.
One love, guys. One love. Have a great weekend.